My name is Humuza Gisa Roick from Aurora and the Global Observers. Today we are with the CNA, the Italian Confederation of Craft Trades, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise, which was founded in 1946 and has over 621,000 employee members that employs over 1.2 million people. With 234 representatives, the CNA is an association with a general presence in the key offices of the Italian Chamber of Commerce. The CNA comprises 10 national unions, which includes the CNA Federmoda, which we are pleased to be with today. Today we are with Antonio Franceschini. He is the head of the CNA National Promotion and the International Market Office that is based in Rome. He holds a degree in labor consultant at the law faculty of the Bologna University, studies in economics and marketing, and as well in the University of Canarino, School of Specialization in Civil Law, course for conciliators and mediators. Since 1989, he has been working for CNA, the National Confederation of Crafts and Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises. In 1990, he was appointed as the head of fashion sector and the head of the fashion image and communication sector of the CNA Bologna from 2000 to 2006. From being a member of the CNA, Federmoda's National Secretariat, in February 2006, he was appointed as the national head of the CNA Federmoda Union and the head of the CNA National Promotion and International Market Office in January 2012. It's a great pleasure to be with you today. So,
for me too, thank you.
Thank you so much. According to the CNA wide vision of economy, development and society through representing and protecting the interests of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, what does the CNA Federmoda basically represent in the CNA association?
CNA Federmoda inside CNA is one of the 10 unions dedicated on a specific sector. As Federmoda, we joined together all the chain inside the fashion sector. So we have in CNA Federmoda company that are working in textile, leather, shoes, garment, embroidery. So we represent the whole chain of fashion. And this is very interesting because in this way we can have an idea of what means fashion in our country, but at the international level too, because fashion is a complex word, is a very difficult system because it's represented overall by a small micro company. Normally the people know some international brands, but the reality is a great number of lot of very micro companies that are working on the whole chain of the sector. And for what do we do for this kind of company? We try to support this company on a different field. In example, we are the counterpart of the organization that defend the interest of working. So we are sensitive about the according the agreement on labor sector. But we have a great work on to support our company at the international level, because Made in Italy especially is very appreciated in the world. So we had a very important program based to create a participation in international affairs, to create a situation of B2B meeting with training, and in training too, because another field is to create the opportunity to renew the quality and the competence inside the sector. So we have with our association a program to create training activity, both for for our entrepreneur, but for the young people, to renew the Made in Italy experience.
Made in Italy experience. You mentioned about the sponsoring and partnering internationally. The Italian Fashion Week that was held in October, we saw CNA Federmoda participating in it. What's the CNA Federmoda expecting on the African continent, mainly in the fashion and textile industry on the African continent? Since you talked about the B2B, since you have also met with the foreign minister of Madagascar. So what should the CNA Federmoda expect on the African continent, and what's its role on the African continent?
I think that for fashion, Africa can exprime a lot of opportunity. We, in the last 15 years, had some experience starting from Burkina Faso and then in Mozambique with participation in Mozambique Fashion Week. And in these occasions we have the opportunity to understand how the fashion African movement is very interesting, very and with a great creativity, and there are a lot of attention by the young generation. So I think that we can understand better what is the future of the African fashion movement, and I think that it would be important to create a bridge between our history, our culture, our way to create fashion, and the African way, because I think that in the mix of the two concepts, African in general, so I know that it's very different by the different country in Africa, but when I have the opportunity, for example, in Mozambique, during the event dedicated of the Pan-African movement, I understand and I saw that a lot of designers moving from South Africa, from Kenya, from Burkina, are very interested in create a movement to have opportunity on international level. So I think that would be interesting, and we are working, especially in particular with the Mozambique organizer of the Mozambique Fashion Week, to try to explain how it's important in the international level for fashion sector to maintain sure what is the cultural average, the cultural origin, but it's important to have an international view. In the sense, it is important to start from the origin, the culture of that everyone have, but to have an open view to capture, to create the condition, create interesting in a great international movement and the people in general.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Antonio, for having us. My questions, they concern actually what's the role played by the CNA Federmoda at inspiring the creativity that drives fashion and designers for a more sustainable future.
But our role is to, first of all, involve the young generation on this sector and try to explain them how the fashion sector is a very integrated sector, and how the cultural context, including the enhancement of the historical heritage, are fundamental to participate in the global game. And today is the success of the sector, especially concerning the Made in Italy, is based on the mix between creativity, virtuosity, and productive virtuosity. What means? It means that the productivity and the creativity must be based on process, material, and detail quality. So we are working with the young to explain them how it's very important to have an open view on the world, to try to have a lot of input from the different countries, to have a very open vision, because only on this we can create the condition to renew the style, the design, and the creativity. And concerning the sustainability, is important to understand how we can work on the good product, because sustainability is a mix of concepts. The environment, sure, the condition of work, but the quality of work, because we must move to create a movement that play attention on the consumption. So we must pay attention to buy product with a real content of quality, not only image. And this is another card of the complex sector of sustainability for us.
Thank you. And how can the textile industry be a key factor in the achievement of gender equality?
But in the sector, I think that in general, or in Italy, sure, but in other countries in the world, I think
it's mostly in the African continent.
Because a lot of the women that are involved in this. So is a sector, from my point of view, very open on that, and that we can use. I think that the policy must use fashion more deeply to create the condition to opening the vision in on all for all point of view, especially in gender sector, because you have the opportunity to see in this sector how men and women working together, with very very close, because it's the history. And we have in Italy, an example, women that are CEO of a different company that are working in sector, and so the fashion could be a very case history to report in other sector, to sustain and to support opportunity for all gender.
Thank you very much. In the name of the Fondazione Aurora and Global Observer, we would like to thank you for this opportunity, and I guess that's it. Gisa, do you want to say something else?
Thank you from my point of view for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.